Ogre folks. Let's go ahead and get another round of this started. So this should be the big one, as it were. Should be the one where we hopefully set up for being able to win the rest of the run. Now, basically what we need is to win Crossbows. So right now, here's the story. So we've got Mr. Denim here. Basically, the thing that ended up changing this out of nowhere, I don't even remember exactly when these dropped, but just in case I didn't explain this last time, the reason that these are significant, the ability to boost your resistance is limited, and this is going to apply to both versions, but being able to boost resistance while still retaining other stats is kind of the difficult thing. Like, you can get a Ring of Wards, Steel of Wards, and stuff like that. That's plus 10 and plus 20 respectively. I believe in some... Actually, no, I believe it's 20 and 40 now. We'd need to double check that. Because it should be 10 and 20. No, right. It was accuracy that was 20 and 40. Yes, the Ring of Resistance is still 10 and 20. Sorry. Alright, so yeah, 16 is significant. On top of that, still get a health bonus, still get a defense bonus, lose the avoidance bonus from the leggings, but it's significant. This, functionally speaking, at this point in the game, will make him pretty much immune to casters. So, very convenient situation right there. As far as this goes, I don't believe anything better dropped, because, yeah, we would have needed to get the Espadon, so, yeah, we're all good there. As far as skills go, we already have Lament of the Dead. What else did I need? There are a few things I need to pick up before we swap out classes. I want to pick up TAC 2, so we'll need that. Max TP 3 we're going to be able to get pretty soon. In fact, I probably should be saving up for 4. Alright, I'm going to have to keep this stuff in mind. Basically, as far as what we'll need from this class in particular, and by the way, hold on, excuse me 1 second here. Sorry, I just came in from, had come in from walking the dog, so my nose is still a little bit iffy from the cold. Anyhow, so we're never picking up Fearful Impact. Absorb MP might be useful at some point. Reflect Magic, not as useful as you'd think. We'll be picking up some of this stuff later. TAC 2, that is a pretty much definite must. TP 3, this is the strongest, this will essentially max out our damage. So once you get to 275 TP, you can basically just one-shot anything. Well, anything short of the final boss, I should say. I believe the final boss still takes 2 finishers in this setup, but we'll see how it goes. Siege will be very needed later. Steadfast will get automatically, so we don't need to worry about picking that up. Not picking up Wade. I'd rather just not be able to walk in water. Actually, no, I take that back. We're going to need that for a couple fights later. Specifically, the one when going to save Lindell. If you end up wading out into the water, you can just completely avoid half the team until you want to fight them. But then the same thing can be achieved by flying, and then on the opposite side, there's in Coda, some of the water fights. It's useful to have Wade for the same reason, just because you can kind of control where everything goes. The big one that we probably won't be able to make it without is going to be Stop Ward. Because we're gonna need to deal with a lot of that. We're gonna want counter 3. So yeah, we're gonna need some points. Rampart. We're gonna want Rampart 3 once we get going with the White Knight. There's a lot of stuff that we'll be getting with the White Knight, so we'll go at that point. And still Shadow would be nice to pick up right now, and we can actually afford to pick it up right now. Actually, we can almost afford to pick it up right now. It might be something to consider, but for the time being, we're gonna just leave it where it is because I want to get one of the more important skills for now. So let's go ahead and move on to Crossbows. Go ahead and save Mr. Leonar. So yeah, basically he is absolutely cursed when it comes to this place. So, yeah, Festa here, I'm just leaving this in because not many people did the neutral route. But yeah, so Festa here is just basically being all feisty. She's like, oh man, you went to go help some peoples that weren't us, how dare you? So, yeah, she basically hates your guts from the very get-go. Murden shows up here because he feels like it. Just bursts in anger. Well, yeah. I mean, you did basically just get branded traitor by these people and then rejoin them. It's part of the reason why nobody did neutral, really. Because it kind of seems like a back-and-forth thing. Like, I've mentioned this before, but my first time through, it seemed like the most logical thing to do. Because, well, they're in the middle of a war, they probably don't want to be one of the random factions that gets curb stomped while everybody else is, you know, joining up and doing their whole thing. So let's go ahead and save before this fight so we don't have to do that scene again. I believe this should be a one and done. I'd figure anyway. So let's see how it goes. I'm just going to leave him with that look for the time being. Doo-doo-doo. And so they went out here, and they're like, oh man, we're going to totally get him. And then they died real good. Alright. So yeah, this fight is insane. Because yeah, you can potentially get four cockatrices here. So that's a little bit of a problem. Now, the nice thing is we're going to have very good evasion against these guys, since they haven't scaled. We're one level away from scaling, thankfully. That's the nice thing. Right after this, we can just go back to another class. This should be the last one for the Terra Knight for a while. And it should just be to beat this guy. So, Bodus, no big deal. We just got to get close, just deal with his nonsense, and then we're out of here. So, easiest way to do this, we're just going to go ahead and slap on a Magic Leaf. We're going to accidentally hire all these guys, but, you know, it's fine. They will be immediately fired, if you're curious what they look like nowadays. Tammuz is, this guy was just a knight in the original game. Just a basic old knight with a sword and crossbow build for some reason. Yeah, he's still got that going on. He actually comes in with different stuff, I believe, once you actually hire him. But yeah, so he just looks like a Raven Man. Face to the Valkyrie. She's just a slightly better caster, I believe. I believe she sacrifices some strength for that, and then Chamos is a wizard who looks like a cleric. Or actually, no, he looks like a ninja these days. Alright. Anyway, back to it. So yeah, with everything being how it is, we should just be able to Poison Mist leader and call it a day. They've only got one healing unit, and more often than not, they tend to hang out around their leader. So we'll see how this works out. It might work out, it might not. We might have to completely reroute if it doesn't decide to work. But we'll deal as we'll deal. Like, the big danger in this one is, funnily enough, somewhat mitigated by the fact that there's only one guy here. Because if you're going into this one with a full team, and then these cockatrices go down, and they end up getting counters on a few people, then you wind up in a kind of awkward situation. Okay, yeah, that Poison Mist will not be enough to deal with them. But you can wind up in a kind of awkward situation where you're getting half your team petrified, and they're getting completely surrounded, and they're cockatrices, so they're really fast. So a little bit of a problem. I probably should have picked up Stone Ward before this, but it's fine. We should be okay. We can take a decent number of hits from him. I figure if we just keep throwing out a couple Poison Mists here, it'll hopefully not be an issue to just carve through all this. As long as we're not getting too many counters off on the actual cockatrices, they'll just do basic attacks for the first couple rounds. That's not great. Alright. Thankfully he missed. But yeah, if we do get some counters, if we do get some TP built up, then we can... yeah, they're afraid to even attack him. That's why they've got a pretty decent amount of health there. Block, parry. If we can get 100, then we should just be able to Thunder Beast the leader. Because we're getting a lot of bonus damage off the Silver Slayer here, which should be enough to take him out. I think it actually might only do like 160 to him, but we'll see. Anyway, we can't really save these guys without the Poison Mist approach, So we'll just see how this goes here. Yeah, let's just go ahead and ruin this team a little bit more. Seems to do the trick pretty well. Then we'll start heading up this way. This should prevent another Whop from hitting. Let's go ahead and throw Lament of the Dead out there as well. Not really sure why I did that, because I kind of need points more than the actual Whop. Or, Lament of the Dead, sorry. Oh well. Oh well, they don't seem to be too much of a threat right now. Bear in mind, it's not because of their stats, it's actually just because the lower scaled units have worse gear. So they're going to be getting more bonus damage getting through, and they're going to have a harder time getting through actual armor. Especially with the rune leggings and things like that. Like Bolus, or not Bolus, but whatever is Bodus, I believe his name is. Over there with all of his Whops and things like that. He's got leader stats, so he's got a ton more damage than everybody else, but even on a tank, he's only doing 41. So this is one of the lower resistance type situations that he could be running into, and yeah. Still, that would have been an awesome crit. Oh well, oh well. I always want to see crits knock units off ledges. It's just fun to watch. What have you done to die here? So, this cracks me up. It's like, oh, what did I do to die here? Well, you see, you're a wizard, and you decided to run up to the leader, apparently, and get yourself, like, thwomped. Apparently, Feista just got knocked out super early. Apparently, Tammuz got all surrounded in the middle, and everybody else is already bled out by the time you get here. So, it's weird what their plan was. It seems like they didn't really have one. But, you know. Yeah, no. So, that's actually something I was hoping to explore more during the Recruit All run. So, or actually a Recruit-only run. So that's something that's been joked about for a while. But seriously, I gave it a try. I gave it a try recently, and it's really fun. Can't believe I lost. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought you could possibly lose? Especially because they're just basically a generic Valkyrie in the base game. Alright. So, we should have enough to throw out one more. And while a heal would be good, we can pretty thoroughly ruin what's left of their team here. There we go. So that should be everybody weakened. We're going to walk straight into taking a Whop here. And then if all goes well, we should hopefully be able to finish this next round. Because what I'm hoping is that he'll decide to try to get close, because he's just out of range now, so he's going to want to get close. We're going to take a few hits. What? Why? Because you used your flying powers and didn't fly up to that wall and snipe everybody. That's why. Because you had a range skill and you didn't use it. Alright, don't petrify, and crap. Alright, well, never mind. We're going to be restarting this one. More than likely. Huh. But yeah, 41 is the lowest possible damage he can do by the looks of it. Just because even as a stone, that's all the damage he's doing. Alrighty. This might still be workable if there was a low roll on Petrify. Just depends entirely on how this goes. I just wanted to see a Cryptid and Necrodancer remake of the music for this. I mean, they've done a crossover with other games before. Maybe I should send them an email and just convince them that somehow this is a good idea. Just like do an Ogre Battle crossover. Alright, can I have a turn now? No? Okay, that's cool. That's fine. That's fine. I don't need a turn anyway. Yeah, you just go ahead and crit. Yeah, you too. You too. Yeah. That's fine. I don't care. I don't care that my super awesome plan got completely waylaid by one random Petrify. Because I put on Poison Ward instead of Stone Ward. Yeah, admittedly that one was entirely my fault, but it's an easy fix. Because I believe I already have Stone Ward on hand. And if not, well, we just need a little bit more evasion. No problem. No problem whatsoever. Alright, so let's see. Do I actually have it on hand? Nope, apparently not. Alright. So what do we need for Stone Ward here? We need more points than I got. Okay, well, that's fine. We're just gonna do this again, and this time gonna dodge it. It's fine. Actually, I probably should have put on a cuirass instead of the hauberk, but oh well. Oh well. Same approach, though. Now, you can get these people back up on their feet, or you can evacuate them. I'm not going to do either of those things, because none of them are actually a class that I've trained before. This is actually another one of those opportunities where it would have been possible to pick up a class early on, train them up, get some better gear and all that kind of thing. So, for example, if you trained up her, you could get an elemental spear, that kind of thing at this point. If you trained up him, you could get a one-hander, and if you trained up him, you could get a staff, which, it's a solid in my book. No real reason to do that. Not for this run, anyway. In a normal run, I always like picking up these guys. Face is a pretty good caster. Chamos is, I mean, he's a ninja wizard, so what's not to like there? And, yeah, there's Tammuz, who I pretty much use in almost every run of this game, so there's that. He's basically a unique that can use heavy lizard classes while being a flying guy. So it's nice. It's a handy, interesting thing. But, yeah, he's only here. He's kind of the big prize for neutral, more or less. Alright. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Excuse me. You have an Espadon. Why do you have an Espadon? Alright, whatever. I'm not going to complain. In that case, we're going to make a quick pit stop to ice that guy, because I want his weapon. So, you know what? Let's go. We're just going to fight these guys. I don't know why he's got an Espadon. Everybody should be running Baldur at this point. You know, like the other one is. But whatever. You know, don't look a gift sword in the mouth. Alright, Lament of the Dead. It's ironic! 3 Terranoids with 1 Lament of the Dead. Alright. We'll deal with those later. Yeah, for now, it's these two. There we go. Poisoned and weakened. Now we'll go ahead and back it up back here. Which, I realize the stupidity of the current situation here, because yes, I'm basically trying to get an elemental weapon here very early, and deciding to try to go for an Espadon instead, taking a longer route to do it, but you know what? It'll be worth it. It is about a, like, 20 to 30 damage increase, give or take. Something along those lines, so we'll, you know, it'll be good. It'll be worth it. Tasty Gatorade. I don't know why, I was just feeling like having some Gatorade this morning. Found some lying around. Alright, come on, everybody get close. You take your 50 heals at a time. Nice part about this fight, and part of the reason that I was kind of relieved to take it, is simply because, well, as you can see, they've only got 50 heals. So it's not the most threatening thing in the world, which I'd imagine will be rectified once the next patch comes through for this part. Because yeah, whenever Chapter 3 Neutral gets done, it'll probably be harder. I can't imagine it would be terribly harder. Again, any fight that has a leader unit that's around can be cheesed in some manner or other. So I wouldn't be thinking it's like gonna invalidate the run or anything, but oh well. Okay, let's go ahead and weaken those ones now. So we've got no recovery for now. What I'm expecting to do is basically use Drain Heart on the wizard as while approaching, which should give a pretty decent chunk when we're heading down that way. But until then, I can let Poison do the job here. Just kind of stay out of his range. let their leader run around, putting everybody back into some decent condition. And yeah, we should be doing all right at that point. Probably just start taking some normal swings after a little while. Alright, if you could stop hitting with that, that'd be great. Thank you. Good stuff. Please don't hit with that. Thank you kindly. Alright. Yeah, driving cut, by the way, over the course of the game is going to be very problematic. It's one of those finishers that I like to try to disable before they can actually do anything. Just because slow basically makes everyone double round you, and well, that's a little bit of a problem to deal with. It depends on the situation, of course. It's not like a guaranteed double round, but it's very likely, so there's that. Now, let's see. I might be able to just grand cross that center area, deal with a few of them at once. Let's see if we can. So, 242, dead, dead. So, yeah, it's worth it. Yeah, let's go ahead and drop it over here. Whoopah! I forget if I actually showed this yet. So yeah, Grand Cross. Pretty freaking awesome. And as you can see, that is the sound of a Boeing 747 smashing straight into these cockatrices. It's the only possible explanation for how insane its damage gets. But oh well. Alrighty. One guy finally hits. How about that? And yeah, no matter what, that guy's gotta go. Okay. Health ain't looking too hot. Now, the thing with these cockatrices is not all of them have Petrification Breath. Some of them just have Talon Dive. Okay, didn't get False Strike out of that. Good. Alright, miss. Alright, didn't get it again. Good. Now, I need to get backing up here. I wish I could take a turn. Please parry this. Dang it, that would have been the time to parry, or have your turn already. Ah, hell, can I move yet? Man, this slow class. Ugh. It hurts. It hurts. And it's probably dead. More than probably dead. So I should probably explain what just happened, though, because it's... You might be thinking, like, hey, you know, why did, like, 4 of those guys get double turns, etc., etc. So, the deal is, Grand Cross is a, well, just like all finishers, is a fairly time-intensive move to do. So usually when you're putting them out there, you need to make sure that you're giving yourself enough of an opening to be able to get back out again. Now, normally this isn't as much of a problem, especially for units like the Swordmaster and stuff like that that are probably running lighter gear. They can get in there, throw it out, get out. Now, I was basically running a medium tank build here, so Hallbrook and guards. So if we switch over to this, better chance of avoiding things. Still should be a decent chance of plinking off most damage that's coming in, but gonna be 4 points lighter. Now, that doesn't seem like much, especially when the base game would, you know, improve, or I guess increase your weight by like 5 or 6 by the time you finish crafting their entire new set of stuff. The deal here is more or less that, sorry, I had a little bit of a burp situation there. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say here is that that tiny little change in weight meant that a bunch of them stacked up their turns at about the same time. So these cockatrices are pretty used to double turning everything. They've got a quick recovery. As you can see, their recovery time is, well, actually, I guess it doesn't show their base recovery. But most of these guys have just started. They're already in their 50s, whereas TKs are in their 120s. So anyway, the point there is more or less just exactly what it seems like, that they're going to be about twice as fast as everybody else, which is fine because their single hits don't do as much. But their abilities end up doing more. They can do more with their turns, and very quickly they can just overwhelm you, which they went for in the base game, but it could be completely negated in some circumstances. So, for example, with how weight ended up going throughout the course of the game, you could still wind up with a situation where you took one piece of equipment off, and you still could keep up with, keep up with a bigger unit. It's generally not advised in this one, just because of how much protection it actually gives you to have armor on you. But oh well. For the time being, we're just gonna keep trying at this. Seems like we should just be able to poison mist these three. And I think we're just gonna take the battering ram approach this time around. What that consists of is that you basically just never retreat. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this out here, whatever it happens to do. Poison, weaken, etc., etc. So that's going to go ahead and put them down in decent ways. I'm going to forget the plan about trying to pick up the Espadon, just because those fast cockatrices are going to be a never-ending problem. Now, it's another reason that I don't want to go down the middle. Technically speaking... Okay, so as far as the different routes go here, if I go down the middle, I will get repeatedly surrounded and just not be able to move. On the plus side, this means that I'd be able to probably throw out a Grand Cross and get close, but that means I have to use up the finisher to get close. If I take the path on the right side, there's only one tile I have that's blocking, meaning that I can basically just wait for something to attack. Worst case scenario, just take no action that round. And then basically just go around it. Now, if you're wondering why Drain Heart is doing so much as well, I'm sure most folks are familiar with this, but it is percentage-based. It's going to take 20% of whatever your health is, and in this particular instance, that would be 80, since he's got about 400. So yeah, it's still relatively low odds to hit, but it's, it's still going to be a decent whack of damage for how high his health is. So that's why they keep repeatedly going for Drain Heart over other things. It doesn't mean that they can keep it up at all times, but I guess we can probably shift priorities here a little bit. Should probably just start taking out these TKs, because that Frighten was a big problem last time. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over here. In case she dropped her Balder armor, I want to get it. No, it's just coins. So they're gonna come close. We're probably if we're surrounded by cockatrices, I want to save that the Grand Cross for getting surrounded by cockatrices. Fortunate 25% hit there. Those guys are annoying with their constant damage and accuracy drops, but we'll deal as we'll deal. So if the cockatrices form up anywhere, then we can just drop a Grand Cross on them. Like right there. Oh, that's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. As long as I get my turn, they are toast. And in fact, that might be the perfect opportunity to throw a Lament of the Dead in the middle. Alright, perfect. You were a wizard that climbed a tower. It was going to be a bad idea from the start. Alright, so. Gone, 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 gone. Perfect. This is about as perfect as this possibly could have lined up. So this is what I mean by make sure the Grand Cross will actually give you the opportunity to get out. Because if you can hit 4 at once, well, obviously you can do something with that. Alright, now what do we got here? We got Dexterity, we got Loyalty, that's crap, and Luck, that's crap. So, the Dex card we'll try to pick up if we can. Oh well. Now, another thing that's beneficial once you get up to 275 is that with a maxed out bar, you can throw out a Lament of the Dead and still have over 200 points left over, meaning that that is potentially the highest damage that you can do in a single attack. But then it comes with that same caveat of the White Knight can technically do it going the other way. So this is basically reducing the other guy. With the White Knight, it would be improving yourself. So it's kind of situational which one would actually be better. Please parry this. Yes! Okay, yeah, no, this is a win. This is absolutely a win here. Like, they've got nothing. They've actually got nothing. The one thing I need to worry about is finishers at this point. Alright, so you're gone. Let's go ahead and pick up that Dex card. This should cause the wizard to try to get close. Next round is going to be a finisher. Looks like... Yeah, Cockatrice gets 2 turns. The little guys get 2 turns. Wizard gets 1. I'm going to put him facing this way, so that hopefully he attacks from the back there. Doesn't take our stuff. The reason that I'm picking up Dex is actually a little bit of extra accuracy. Please drop his luck. Yes! Okay. That's why I never pick up luck cards, by the way. It's a 50-50 chance for them to drop your luck. Alright, he's almost gone. All I need is to get close to the caster and just ice him, and that's it. Good. Good, good, good. Perfect. It's going to do next to nothing. He should be within range of a Thunder Beast. That's bad. That's really bad. Okay, come on. Give me my turn. A couple opportunities here. Okay, so he's out of Thunder Beast range, but should be able to drain him. Alright, so that gives 54. 59. It's risky to do anything but a heal here. Yeah, if I do Lament of the Dead, scare everybody. Right, shouldn't be any massive chunky hits left over. The leader should back up here. Drain on that guy. Alright, let's see if we can survive this. Please block it. Good. Dead. I'm not sure why he took that time to take the close tile, but not going to complain either. Alright, so he's looking at his odds, not really liking his, his damage to return damage ratio, looks like. Block it. Thank you. Perfect. He's probably going for... does he have breath on hand? No, he's just got dive. So he's probably going to go for the dive. Do you have anything you can do? We've got a Heartbreaker for an MP reset. That's the reason that they probably haven't attacked. They can't really do any solid damage. This guy's probably going to go for a basic swing. Alright, let's just retreat and do a little bit of healing. Doing this way, TK should just off himself. Wizard guy's too far away to attack. Rogue can't do anything. Cockatrice might do a... Please miss. That's not great. Right, come on, TK. Finish yourself. That's kind of dickish, not gonna lie. But he didn't turn his move on. Alright. Not many moves available here. Alright, I'm basically just going back and forth here over what would be the best option. Because if I... Basically, I'm thinking if I swing right, if I use the finisher on the Cockatrice, get him out of the way, then we can move that way. He's already used his move, so he's going to do a melee next round. If I use a heal, that could work, but it requires missing both of these guys missing. Because for some reason he didn't swing last round. I think we'll just go for heal and standing still, hoping that the Cockatrice decides to fly around or something. Good parry. There we go, that's perfectly fine. Alright, now I need you not to crit. I need you not to crit, not to hit, not any of that. So just take a normal swing, miss. Oh, you dick! He hit with a 40% and rolled high. Alright, that's fine. This is workable. I was hoping that it would either block or parry, because basically 60% block, it should be... I don't know what his parry odds are at this point. But yeah, should have been able to roll parry and then run up and do Thunder Beast, which would have disabled their main source damage and, you know, usual kind of stuff there. So let's go ahead and do this again. Switch over to the cross. Let me double check real quick that there isn't anything else in the store, because I remember running into this. Yeah, we got robes, we got cross, got all this stuff. Basically what I was looking for is the Baldur armor, because if we could get that, then that would give the Silver Lorica, which Silver Lorica is the first power armor you can get. And it is beastly. Like, especially, it's kind of the thing that makes Chapter 3 a little bit funny sometimes. But you can just more or less curb stomp the entire thing. Just because you get more strength than you're actually supposed to have. Alright. So what we need to do this time is just go for strengthen. Not gonna try to do casts. I think if we got more units out with basic swings, we'd be doing a little bit better here. There we are. Move you up. Get some points off of somebody swinging at you, hopefully. For some reason, the TK decided to move to a different tile this time. Not sure why. Are you a different unit by chance? No, you're still Espadon guy, so this should be all locked in. Doesn't look like they've got too much variance going on. I'm fairly certain you can get a 3 cockatrice version of this fight, but it doesn't really matter too much. Alright. We're just going to go offense on this one. Just because a single crit will delete any of these guys. So I'm just going to ram in there. Try to take as many insta-snipes as possible. I'm hoping Whip Guy decides to just attack here, gets himself countered, at which point we can just step forward and deal with those 2 cockatrices instantly. If not, we can probably just throw a Grand Cross out right there in the center. And start bum-rushing the wizard. Nice miss. Alright. Oh well. At least it doesn't poison. That one's secondary ability is a AoE poison. That's why I mentioned that. Oh. Oh my. I might see a possibility here, but I'm not sure. Alright, well, even if it was, it's not there now. Alright, can I move yet? Alright, there we go. You're gone. There's another possibility. Can't have turn, sir. Alright, we're just gonna delete all these guys in a circle around us here. Because, yeah, you can self-target with this. It's great. It's absolutely great. Not even gonna bother to check their health, because I already know they're all gone. You're already dead. That's vitality, yeah? Alright, let's take that vet card. And with any luck, they will once again decide to do that same kind of pylon type situation. What I'm hoping is that they will all pile, hopefully all miss, hopefully all get countered, and or they just don't feel like doing anything. Okay. Sure. That's fine too. They're after my loot. Please block. Dang it. At least that's a Grand Cross on hand. Stop taking my stuff, you dick birds. Wow. You birds are pricks. Ah. I'm like, okay, fine, we'll at least be petty about it. Alright, we can't get what I wanted to get here, so that would finish him off quick lag. That would deal with the rest of these pretty good. Unless we want to do a Drain Hard here. Can we hit him with that? 54. I mean, if we start heading over kind of this way bouts, I'm not going to be able to finish him off, but we will be able to recover a little bit. So we got 61, 59... I'm not sure if that angle will hit. Actually, he counts as a large unit, so I think that will. Yeah, that counts. Perfect. If you could stop hitting, that'd be great. If you could stop nailing that 25% petrified literally every time you use that ability, that'd be great. Well, that's unfortunate. Man, what are the odds of petrify hitting every time? Literally 25%? How about that? Actually, yeah, no, it is 25%. I'm fairly certain about that one. Most of those abilities are about 20 to 40%, 25 to 40%. I believe the lowest is 15% for stun on one-handed maces. But yeah, as far as secondary effects go, they're not terribly high. Actually, no, I think it's 10% bind on daggers. That's the actual lowest. Because yeah, there was a 5% insta-kill at one point. That was applied to cursed weapons, but then you could. There's that whole thing where you could just give a 100% hit chance to a weapon, which would automatically cause its secondary effect to happen, which was hilarious because yeah, you can make a necromancer with a cursed crossbow that could insta-kill anything in the game. So yeah, that was a interesting situation. And yeah, you could do it with an archer, but it was just funnier with a necromancer. Plus, they showed up in a trench coat, so that was pretty sweet. So alright, let's do this thing. Let's go over here. Let's do this old nonsense again. I'm just going for strengthen because dodge won't do much. We're already near maxed evasion against everything due to our level. We don't have to worry too much about stacking defenses because again we can just avoid it all. I'm gonna take the right route again because I have a hauberk instead of a cross again. As you do. Alright. Come on down. Alright, take your swing. Please miss. Thank you. Thank you kindly. Dead. Alright, give me loot. The part that sucks is there was a Vit card in that last one. Any Vits or Strengths or anything of that nature is very handy. Hello there, Evan. This is a good fortress setup. There are 2 killing fields, yeah. It is a pretty decent fortress, and they seem to defend it relatively well. As we got a bunch of weirdos with friggin' whips and chickens that are somehow holding off a Mega Beast over here. But yeah, it's a pretty solid setup. I'm not really sure what their plan is to get people to actually attack it, but, you know, whatever. Like, it seems like the general implication of each of these is that this is just one of very few landing ports. So presumably they kind of have to get checked in through this fort, but then it's kind of weirdly set aside later because they're just abandoned. So I don't really know. I don't really know what their plan is there. Alright, do I want to just delete these 2? Yeah. Yeah, we do. Delete! Delete! But yeah, right now it's because of their crappy equipment and or stats, but later on, Grand Cross is usually just enough that if augmented all the way, if augmented all the way with a power, or rather with a max damage boosting setup, that it's just enough to kind of boost itself into insta-kill territory for most mobs. So you never underestimate the circus. This is... I can't argue with that. I'm sure there must be some recorded instances of the circus taking on an army at some point. But until then... Wait a minute. I know there must have been a thing like that. I remember reading about it at some point. I think. Or my brain's just being weird again. Alright, let's go ahead and suck some health from this chicken. Just rip off one of his chicken legs and eat it. From a distance, he's just like telekinetically grabbing some chicken meat off him. Just burning it in his hand. Crams it in his face. I'm sure there's a Bollywood movie like that. Seems like the kind of thing they do. Alright. They're setting themselves up. It's funny because beast units actually will corral around a Beastmaster. Bollywood is wild. Yeah, I think my favorite one is still the one with the cop that's like doing the whole hump shooting thing. Okay, it's 25%. You cannot hit that 5 times in a row. Are you kidding me right now? I mean, on the plus side, we should probably have a finisher ready to go as soon as they're done pecking his statue for a while. This must be what all those Greeks and Roman statues felt like. Like, man, I'm just a statue and there's birds pooping on me all day. But yeah, no, the best Bollywood thing is just like the one where there's just the cop guy that just like pulls out a pistol, does a bunch of tricks, shoves it in his pants, and is just like shooting all over the place. I love it. It's so stupid. It's gloriously stupid. Alright. There's our 100 TP. I say because it'll be charged at that point by the time he gets out of this. Come on. Live! Live! Before all your insta-kill opportunities run away. He's over here sucking life from a statue. What an a-hole. Sir, stop sucking off that statue. What are you thinking? Canna has turn, please. I'd really appreciate it. Man, I deviated from the route too many times. This is what happens. I didn't pick up Stone Ward early. But yeah, 41 is just the lowest damage she can do. Breaking out the whip over there. I mean, they're managing to miss a statue for what it's worth, but yeah, no. So, that's the thing. We rolled high on Petrify that time. I would say it's at least a 3 to 5er. Because you can get 1 to 5, or actually I think it's like 1 to 6 rounds that it can roll. But that's fine. As you can see, like, the numbers are there. We're getting close. That one time, it was literally just down to the last 2 and they got lucky, but that's how it goes. But again, we're very close to being set up. After this fight, after this one simple fight, we're good. And I'm kind of tempted to just move up here. Maybe if I put dodge on. I guess dodge plus tank gear might be the better option. No, I'll do strength in first round, dodge second, and then we'll just tank through. Not gonna go for the big sweepy moves this time. Alright, turn please, thank you. I feel like we should get a different model for Denim if we have to do another one here. I think we'll switch over to his pimp outfit. Or I guess we'll have, no, you know what? We're gonna have to do that for the Diebold fight. Because looking through all the sprites, there's absolutely a pimp outfit for Denim. There we go. Rolling this 25% because this fight doesn't give a crap, apparently. What are odds anyway? There we go. Of course, I'm whinging about it now. I didn't say anything when we rolled to 5% parries earlier, but oh well. Alright, let's move up here. Is this the one where he drops the Espadon? No, the one time that he gets dead and he drops a Balder Blade instead of the Espadon. Great. Don't tell me the odds, Huntsell. Yeah, pretty much. By the way, so, do you mind really minor, like, within 5-second spoilers for Outer Worlds? Because that had, like, the best I specifically went out of my way to avoid spoilers for that one, because I knew I would want to play it at some point. But that had the best, like, completely out of nowhere intro thing I've seen in a while. It's like cracked me up to no end. Probably won't play it for some time. Okay. So at the very intro, it's like you just make your character, you get all thought out and everything. It's like, oh yeah, you know, I need you to go meet this smuggler guy. You know, they've got their own unique ship. They're, you know, cunning rogue sort. You know, I'm sure you'll get along just fine. 5 seconds later, you're basically there. He's like, oh yeah, this guy was supposed to meet you, and you look down and he's under your landing pod. Just land on top of him. So you basically kill off Han Solo 5 seconds into the story. Oh, it's so good. Like, it was just, I think just the completely out of nowhereness of it that cracked me up. The writing in that thing has been just spot on from start to finish. I mean, some of the voice acting, you can tell the budget, but man, it's good. It's real good. I was expecting, like, I was coming off of like over a decade of loving the hell out of New Vegas, and you can tell that these guys were sitting around playing New Vegas with mods for the longest time. Because, dude, there's everything that was kind of in popular mods and stuff like that for like FO4, New Vegas, all that. It's there. Like the slow-mo mode feels exactly like Project Nevada did. The little dodging and moving feels like what FO4's little dodge moves should have been, or what they were trying to emulate anyway. The friggin' bullet dodging in that one is just, oh, it feels so good. I never, just all the stuff that's been blowing me away about it has not been the stuff I was expecting. Like, I was expecting New Vegas, and then got, like, New Vegas Plus, and it's like, man, it's got so many innovations everywhere. What's up with that? Alright. For some reason, he's decided to go for the Meteor Storm here, even though he should have been within range. Oh well, whatever. He's also decided to run forward for some reason. And in fact, if that chicken banks right, we might have a win right here. Depends entirely on that upper chicken. It's not something you get to say that often. Yeah, it's possible. And it's also kind of the only way out at this point. Alright. Let's see if this works out. Not quite. If we Thunder Beast him, for some reason he's immune to that. Why is he immune to that? Yeah, that wouldn't get him either. Alright. There's a chance. What we need to do, I feel like our best odds would be this tile, because they likely will only block a couple of them. I need to get this one, so we're going to aim at him. Alright, there we go. And then we're going to go ahead and run over here. Right, and if we face this way, they should attack us from the back. And he's got a finisher. Well, that was nice while it lasted. If he misses, or if they don't attack and/or miss every, and/or miss every single attack, then we have something here. Alright, miss. You're a terrible person. Alright, that's fine. We'll try this again. This is the last fight with this class. I promise. For now, anyway. I don't think we'll need the TK again. At least I'll be going back when there's more points to buy some of those skills. But yeah, this is going to be the last one for this class. You can see how problematic the lack of recovery options are. Like, the White Knight can heal 150, they can buff themselves on an action move. Like, they can still attack and buff on the same round, basically. They can haste and exercise and attack on the same round. Like, they've got options for days. The TK they've got really high damage potential and a lot of cool debuffs. But boy, oh boy, can they not keep themselves alive. Yeah. And I've been thinking and thinking and thinking, and we might be routing into Lord later. We'll see. We'll see. I think I was talking about that last time. But there's a couple spots where it just would be easier, potentially. The problem with them, like... so Lord gets every recovery option, basically. Doesn't get Steel Stance, I don't believe. Yeah, I don't think he gets Steel Stance, but does get almost everything else. And yeah, they're just kind of mediocre as far as damage goes. With enough optimization, it might work. We'll see. Alright, come on, please miss this time. Yeah, if he had missed that move last time, then we probably would have still won it. Of course, that's a lot of shoulda, woulda, didn't. So, you know, you do as you do. So, now that all the traveling's up, what are you up to, Mr. Evan? What kind of shenanigans are you going to be getting up to? Let's go ahead and throw that dodge out there, too. And next turn we can start casting, if nothing else. There we are. One Lament. No finishers on them right now, so not worth a Lament. Absolutely nothing off today and Monday. Then done with work for the year after the 20th. Very nice. See, but being bored out of your mind is good. That means you're not currently worried about a billion different things. It's great. It's a great feeling. Also, my wife gets super annoyed whenever I mention that. It's like, we'll have a weekend where everybody's doing nothing. It's like, oh, I'm bored. This is terrible. Fix it. But bored is good. That means it's not bad. You just get a look of, like, I will melt you with my laser beam eyes if you don't shut up right now. I'm kind of feeling like the Hauberk might be a little bit of a liability here. Alright. So we got a pretty decent finisher built up. Please miss that. Actually, I don't mind if you hit. Crit? Yes! Okay, do I have a turn now? Alright. This is charged up way more than before. Alright, there we go. Simple win. Simple win. Live for chaos? Yeah. Understandable. Right now we're practicing neutral. I'm sorry, I know that's lame. I had to. Alright, get out of here, Mr. Bodis. Alright, alright. And unfortunately we didn't get anything from Mr. Espadon. Ironically, chaos is my favorite route. Fair enough. It's a lot of people's favorite route. Ah, wait a minute, what? Okay, well, we still made it to 28, so I don't mind. I didn't... Actually, this works out nicely, because I didn't really think about it, but I did need some points in the night to get him up a couple levels. I don't think there's anything we needed from the Wizard or Valkyrie. But, oh well. And now we'll go ahead and immediately fire all these people. You want to join? No. Goodbye. Goodbye, old man ninja that doesn't look old right now. No, you were mean. You can't let go of the past, says the person who couldn't let go of the past like 10 minutes ago. Bye, you're welcome for your life. This just feels wrong, but Tammuz, you gotta go. It's true, it's true. Also, man, check out that strength score, just saying. He started off with the same strength that the Denim did. Actually, it looks weirdly similar to his build. He's like, hey, check it out, I found a Hobrim in a box. So yeah, thinning of the guards, right? So he's basically saying he left all those people out there to die and had no escape plan. It's like, oh, are they your true enemy? I mean, kinda. Like, kinda, sorta. The main goal of this run is to kill off lands, so I think Leonar needs to retire. He gets slaughtered every time he does anything. Yeah, I know, right? Like, especially in neutral. He eats it so hard in neutral. Ah. Alright. Yeah, let me join you. Nah, bye. Like, I love how his excuse is like, oh, I wish the circumstances were different. What? I mean, I guess in this run it makes sense. But, whatever. In any other run, there's no circumstances that would be different. Alright. Miracle Worker, dang straight. Ah. Hi there, Terra Knight. You're a class I never want to see again. Alright. We're done with Terra Knight, and I'm going to need some abilities off you, though. So, let's see what we got. Because I want to get TP2 if I can afford it. What the hell is TP2? Cannot afford TP2 by the looks of it. We need 400, and then we're going to need 980 total to max out damage. Attack 2 is very helpful, but we don't need it yet. So I guess there's really not much that we want to get off him. There's a lot of stuff that I want to get off this class, but yeah. Hobram goes with Leonar, rip. Yeah, pretty much. You never see him again, I don't think. I never send him off with Leonar, so I guess we might be something new. Or might be seeing something new. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and swap over to the Warrior. Because I was going to go a completely different route, but I feel like using the White Knight for a low-level Ferrampa run might actually be the better route that I never considered here. Alright, so first things first, Dark. No, we need Augment Light. So let's get Aug Light. I'm sure there's some skill that I completely needed that I completely whiffed at this point. He can still get Attack 2 and the other stuff. Alright, that's fine for now. It will do. Okay, Aug Light. Field Elk. Alright, and then we save this thing real good. Alright, and now we hope that everything's working out here, so go to Acetone. Retreat. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and slap one of these on you. I forgot to pick up, I needed to pick up some exorcisms. Actually, we've got 30. Yeah, no, we're alright. We're just fine. Now, the cool part about this is that this lands right at a point when everybody would be using Boulder. So it's very, very useful. Basically, we can one-shot everything on this map. It's not even a real fight. Alright. Now, cool thing about the mod, it reduced Exorcism's cost by about half. In the vanilla game, this was actually kind of annoying, because yeah, Exorcism costs 30, and the AI always wanted to do something on its turn. So usually what resulted was they would run around trying to heal all the zombies, or trying to heal Diebold, but they would never actually exorcise any of them, despite being an exorcist. So, you know, a little bit of a thing. Alright. Now, I'm actually going to bring these two along, by the way. Technically speaking, they're never going to get used, but for the purposes of dialogue. Right, now we can just go ahead and get rid of this guy before he even does anything. Probably just rely on counters for everything. There we go. Delete you. Rip you, Skeletor. Might potentially get some nice stuff out of it for the levels between 10 and, like, 30. Because the weapon that he comes with, you need 28 to use. That's actually the reason that I saved, well, I guess I would have saved anyway, but was a little bit concerned. So you remember Krizar 1 was a disaster because Tony didn't want to exercise anything when I first started the PSP anyway? Yeah, there's like a, I'd say maybe 1 in 10 chance that he'll actually decide to just go do literally anything else, and or just get distracted and then actually exercise anything. I don't know how he had the points to do anything in the first place, because he sure as hell doesn't ever do it later. Alright. And unfortunately, I was told that Grand Cross exercising zombies would be considered too OP, so gotta do it the other way. Which is actually pretty nice. Because then later on, when we're doing Holy Og and, you know, having all that stuff on hand, then we can just exercise in some other manner. Yeah, this one's a little bit tedious, but they're absolutely no threat. Like, what is that? What are you gonna do, Ghost? What do you got, Ghost? Like, the funny part is here, right? So, it's not necessarily that big of an advantage. In the last fight, we had a much bigger actual advantage. But in this one, essentially we have melee defense more or less sorted with really high evasion and really high weapon proficiency, so we've got almost perfect evasion plus parry. So basically got really good stats plus a save. But against the casters, because we're, technically speaking, the rune leggings are just becoming a thing, we're not really supposed to have them yet, so we can more or less ignore casters, at least like lower-end casters. Obviously, in the last one, he bottomed out his damage, but it was still relatively significant. Male chosses, my, you shouldn't have. What a great Christmas. Alright, moving on. Rip you. Just dealing with one unit around. How do you scare a zombie? That doesn't even kind of make sense. There we go. Almost rip you. I love how Nibith is just basically a nuisance in this route. If I recall, if you read all the background stories for Law and Chaos, he just kind of pisses off up north. In this one, he's actually gotten a little bit more of an opening. So he decides that he's just going to roam around whatever town he runs into and just strolls in, presumably in like a pimped out robe and cane and everything, just comes in with all his zombies. You know what? I wonder. I should check the cheats. I should probably see if there's a way to give Nibith Azelston's pimp outfit. Like there's a pink, or rather a bright purple and green outfit for that. Which, speaking of, I was meaning to set up denim with that. Hang on. Hang on. Actually, no. If I change it mid-fight, it won't work. Dang it. Dang it. See, there's a good book series by David Dalgish. That's one of the bad characters reminds me of Nibith. Is his name not Nibith? I don't know. Admittedly, the name does not ring a bell for me for some reason. Though I will say I'm also really bad at remembering names, so there's that. I can have to look it up later. Let's see. David Dalgish. Putting it on the notes to look at later. Necromancer that starts wars just to animate dead afterwards for a bigger plot. I mean, that's the way you do it, right? Actually, there was a funny thing a little bit ago. There's this British guy that basically goes around doing challenge runs of strategy games too, but more or less breaking them in bizarre ways. And one of them was for one of the Warhammers, from one of the Total War games. And yeah, for one of them, they were literally just going around letting all their people get killed so they could reanimate endless amounts of zombies all over the place. And then just basically leaving the places to fester so they'd spawn more zombies. It's like makes you think if that's what he was going for here, but he was just really incompetent. Who knows? Now, the zombies revive a little faster in this, I feel. I think in vanilla I had a little bit of an easier time just bowling through this. Though that might just be because it was with an actual team instead of just one guy, you know. More than likely it's that, but oh well. Keep trying to find excuses to go back to vanilla, and every time I do, it always just feels wrong. It's like, wait a minute, I wanted to go for all these RP builds or all this other stuff, and then as soon as it starts, it's like, oh, here's the 50 billion reasons that I prefer the mod, right? Every dang time. Also, I will be picking up Rampart Ore at some point because of what you're about to see, because that archer is more than likely... Oh, actually, no, he's got 3-town movement, so he's going to be stopped from doing it. I was going to say he's going to try to run around that building. I want to pick up that card. We're having a little bit of a hard time with health at the moment. Please miss, because these guys keep taking amazing rolls. Only got a few enemies left. I think I'd rather... No, I need that strength card. It should be the last one to boost it up to 38. Alright, no. We're going to go over here and hopefully pick up a heal 2 from her. Just take a recovery. I don't think that guy will take the card. If he does, he does. But for the time being, I want to get back to this. Yeah, there we go. Take the heal 2, so we'll be fully healed. That's okay. Don't bother exercising or anything. Which, to be fair, they would have exercised if I hadn't gotten close. And I probably would have been safe if I just went up and took the card and used the seed, but I didn't want to risk it. There's been enough redoing one fight for this time. It's really got it after that dragon. Alright. For a second there, I was looking for Lament of the Dead, but I don't have it. It's a terrible class. Okay, it's not a terrible class. I keep wanting to call it terrible. It's not actually terrible. It's just not ideal for this kind of situation. Like, honestly, using them alongside knights in a normal run is just crazy strong. Please don't kill Diebold. I need him for his equipment. And I'd like to get that card if I can. Alright. Now please move. Thank you. I can go ahead and exercise that dragon, so he's not coming back. Let's pour some Jesus juice on him. Okay, I'm gonna need you to stop trying to kill him. Yeah, thank you. Thank you kindly. That was very unfortunately close, because yeah, we would be resetting this if Diebold died. Because this whole annoying setup was strictly for getting him on board. Or rather, getting his equipment on board. Can't kill what's already dead. Fair point, but we also need to make sure that his equipment lives. So presumably they would just break his fancy weapons that he's got in a box off screen. Because he's suddenly going to gain, what is it, like 15 levels or something the second that this fight ends? Yeah, he's going to gain 16 levels. Alright, perfect. Exorcism, grab the card. Next round, take out the ghost. Shouldn't have to worry about her. She's a knight, so she should be slow enough that we don't have to worry. He'll probably finish off that one, and then we can finish off the archer. Done deal. Done deal. Holy water, ease my pain. Song's catchy. Yeah, I gotta say the story between the story behind Ed Guy there. If anybody, if you happen to listen to like some of the older like power metals and things like that, I think they still count as heavy metal. I don't know. There's too many genres of too many sub-genres of metal to know for sure what everything fits into. But anyway, Ed Guy is hilarious because they used to just have some friggin' raunchy as hell songs. And then just out of nowhere, found religion. Like, it just suddenly switched from like, oh yeah, check it out. You know, we're doing it in airplane lavatory. I kid you not, that's actually one of their songs. It's a lavatory love machine. They go from that to just ultra Catholic for some reason. And I never looked up the story. I have a feeling the story would be worse than what I've got in my head. But oh well. See, the difference between power metal and heavy metal is slim. I just assumed it was how many how many riffs there are. So you gotta have more like the chugga kind of stuff for the heavy stuff, but then you have all the like kind of stuff for power metal. That's exactly what it sounds like, and don't question me on it. Alright, let's go ahead and pour more Jesus juice on you. This is going around with a friggin' super soaker loaded with holy water here. Slightly raised intelligence. I mean, we might as well. It's a stat. Now, you know, there's one thing that I'm thinking now would have made the Diebold scene so much better. Because I've been joking with Mr. Vale for a long time now that the kind of the hat-throwing thief of this game is Diebold in his helmet. Because they specifically put a unique animation for him taking his helmet off, despite the fact that you can already see his rotting head. But yeah, he like takes his helmet off, he's like, oh yeah, check it out, I'm actually a zombie, but I'm also not a zombie. Because in neither version is he actually undead. Apparently, mechanically, they just couldn't work that in. So yeah, they couldn't make him a leveling up zombie because he would have needed unique mechanics, so he's just kind of a zombie. He's more of a failed experiment. Where he's technically kind of sort of alive, but not really. I don't know. Anyway. Dead. And let's go take out that archer, and then we're done here. Then we win the thing. We win the game. I hope. Please, oh please, spawn with the right equipment. Maybe a successful experiment? I mean, supposedly he's still rotting. Alright, what is before Gildas? He died. He died real good. How exactly an old man managed to grab friggin' B-Floor covered in armor and equipment and drag him off in the middle of a war? Who knows? But that's fine, don't question it. Alright, now that I think about it, I probably could have left the TK at that level and not done that last fight entirely, because he comes with you. Alright. Yes, join us. Should have to embalm the body or something to make it stop rotting. They just covered him in wax. He's secretly a golem. Actually, wait a minute, there's... Excuse me? Excuse me, what is this crap? No. Where is the good stuff? Crap. Crap. I thought it was at least 28, but I think we need to put him up one more. That's annoying. Alright. Alright, in that case, we're going to have to call it for this time. I'm not going to save it after this. Because, no, he has to spawn in with the elemental thing for this route to work. Last time, I believe I had him at 30. So we'll figure out how to make that happen. I'm probably going to have to kill off Oelius and come in with a Terranite as well. That should hopefully boost it up to 29? Yeah, that's annoying. That is really annoying. Anyway, we'll figure that out next time, though. So, I'll see you guys then. Weird place to end it, gotta say. Not really how I thought this would go. Because, yeah, we need that lightning sword. Okay, so, take care. Have yourselves a good one, and I'll see you then.